Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason, as always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
What up, man?
Hey.
We just had a fun little podcast with the little Fighter Spotlight podcast.
Yeah.
I love doing those.
I like them too. It's good to get to know the kids, and Malarkey's seems like a good dude, and he's somebody he's somebody to watch for. I think
he is too.
Like, could be like another like Johan.
I really do think he is.
Like,
do you think Jeremy Horns is like
be a stud?
Do we overlook Jeremy Horns' gym sometimes when you think about all the fighters that come out of there? I mean, we always talk about Agita, we talk about your gym.
Yeah, because they don't like load up cards. Like,
yeah,
you don't have like a card that's like 6 guys from Jeremy Horns' gym.
Yeah,
right. But the dudes that come out of there, they're
Dave Maggio just won the belt. Johan was undefeated as an amateur and a pro now.
Yeah.
Malarkey's a stud. They got
they're good.
Some hitters over there.
Good.
Cammy Adams is training over there. Dave Fox is over there.
Dave Fox.
Yeah, they got some guys over there. But we are going to talk about UFC Vegas 38, and we're going to break down the card. But first, we have to talk about Dan Hooker.
Yeah, man.
How legit
gangster
is Dan Hooker?
Well, so here's the thing. At first, I thought it was a little disingenuous, right? Because he was like, yeah, I'll fight Islam.
Yeah.
Like, Islam already had another fight, or like Dan had another fight. Like, we see this all the time, right? And I'll even say, I'm going back and forth with this dork on TikTok right now.
You're getting sucked in.
I'm not getting sucked in. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy it myself. But, this guy, everybody's like, oh, we want to see Henry Cejudo fight Volk and this and that. And it's like, he's not even the USADA testing pool. It's one thing to call people out when the fight is possible to make happen.
Yeah.
But when you are in a circumstance where it's not even possible for the fight to be made happen.
Yeah.
And you're calling somebody out, it's just disingenuous.
Yeah.
Dan Hookers would say, I'll fight you. I'll fight Islam. And then it was, like Islam had an opponent, and then Dan got who did he just beat last weekend? He had
I just lost my track of thought too.
Nasrat.
Yeah.
He had him, but then it's like Islam doesn't have a dance partner because RDA pulled out, and Hooker was the first one to raise his hand and be like, I'll fill in.
Jackson.
Gosh,
now he's spilling stuff all over the floor.
I would have done that for a Klondike bar. Are you kidding me?
No, the Hooker's, man, he is savage. And from what we hear, he's staying in the States, right? He's not flying back home, so he's not going to see his family for how long now?
Total 6 months, probably.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, but if you think about what Volk just did, just went through that. He only went home for, I think, the fight with Ortega got canceled, and then they landed the deal to have him be the tough coach, and he turned around, I think, in less than 3 days and came back and stayed here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if his family came out, but Hooker, man, you think about it, it's tough. And people talk about athletes.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they make millions of dollars, or, Dan Hooker's going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, it seems like a ton of money. I don't care how much money you make. If you don't have your family around you and stuff too, like that affects you. I'm like, somebody broke it down once for like an NBA player.
Yeah.
When they're like, well, they make millions of dollars. You just have to so say you're playing in, for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
You're loving life. You live in Miami. Your wife's happy. Your kids love it. You live in beautiful Florida. And then you get traded to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
I don't care if you make $5 million or not. Like, if you're married and you have kids, like, try explaining to them, hey, sorry, we have to go live in Salt Lake City now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money you make. Sure, it makes it a little easier, but that sucks. Like, that's hard.
I listened to a podcast with Kobe Bryant. He was on the Value Team podcast, which is an amazing podcast. I just found it. The guy was on Joe Rogan the other day. Really good podcast.
Okay.
Anyways, Kobe Bryant was on the podcast, and he talked about, they said, have you ever played any games where you've gotten no sleep? And he's like, all the time. He's like, I would fly back, like if his daughter had a game or something, he would fly back in the middle of the night, go watch his daughter play a game, and then fly back the next day to be able to play the next night on no sleep.
On the road.
So the sacrifices these guys have to make,
and people pretend like, well, they make millions. It's okay. They're still human beings. Still have to go through this. And so for Dan Hooker to voluntarily sign up for that, it's so wild. I mean,
you're giving up, you're sacrificing your family time basically for the money is basically what you're doing. Because you're not going to have that family time. You're going to miss your kids growing up. Those first, I don't know, 5 to 10 years roughly. How long is a professional basketball player going to last in the league? 10 years average? What's average? Not even that. 8 years. So you're basically sacrificing those 8 years, which are vital. You got a little baby at home. That 1 to 8. That's when it's all going down, man.
Yeah. It's hard. Props to Dan Hooker.
Do you like his chances?
No. No, I do not. But I am cheering for him. This is one where I will be openly cheering for Dan Hooker to get the upset. I don't know what the odds are, but I'm sure he's like plus 500. Because we saw Islam, what he did, what he's been doing. And he just makes it look easy. And
yeah, props to Hooker, man, for rolling the dice on.
But again, those guys that'll go in and put it all on the line, right? The risk reward isn't that bad. Is there any downside to losing to Islam?
No, he's in a win-win situation. He takes a short notice fight against arguably one of the top guys in that division. He doesn't have anything.
Who I think we both believe will have that belt wrapped around his waist by the end of 2022.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say.
So take a short notice fight on that, and people are like, oh, well. So what I like about Dan Hooker is he's not afraid of the law. He's going in there to win, right? Like you talk about fighters going in, the difference between going in there not to lose and to win. Like he's going in there with the we're playing the risk reward game. What am I risking? Well, if I lose, I move down a couple. I just got to win, so I'm not on a losing streak, right? And now I'm what? So what do I lose? A couple spots on the rankings.
Yeah,
that's what I lose. Like okay, I'm not getting cut by the. He knows he's not getting cut by the UFC anytime soon. So he's like, if that's really all I'm risking is to move down. But if he beats Islam, if he catches him, and like, dude, he skyrockets right into the title.
Yeah, he even said it. He even said, "I'm looking at this like Chandler looked at the fight against me, and Chandler's got a title shot off of his win of Hooker." And he's thinking the same thing. I beat a guy like Islam. You got to think he's in.
The winner of this fight is right up there, probably fighting the loser of Chandler Gaethje.
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing that I noticed, especially in his last fight, he's shown improvements his last couple. Like he's gotten better. It comes off a big knockout.
Mixed in the wrestling,
so he's training. It's not obviously going to be at Islam's level, but the guy's showing improvements. So if anything, even if he loses this fight, it's a learning experience going forward, and it's just going to make him a better fighter in the long run because he obviously has the mentality to keep pushing forward. Yeah, here's Fiji just said Islam's been KO'd, so it's not impossible. I think a lot of people are going to be cheering for Hooker in this fight. Like he's going to be
How can you not? I mean, it's MMA. You can cheer for him. It doesn't really mean much, but But yeah, I hope he wins, and I hope he does well.
All right, let's break down this card.
By the way, I do have a question. How do you think a fight between Cejudo and Volk would go? Do you think Cejudo wins?
No,
neither do I.
And
everybody's like, I feel like I'm getting treated like I'm like blaspheming over it. And I'm like, dude, did you not see what Volk just persevered through? They have the same mindset. Volk's bigger.
And
Cejudo, what Cejudo wins off of is that mindset, right?
Yeah, and he's not. Volkanovski's right there with him as far as that. I think they're neck and neck. Actually, I would give the edge to Volkanovski right now because he's an active fighter. And Cejudo not being active, I'm not saying he doesn't have that mindset because he does have that wrestling mentality. I know he can push through it, but you've been out of competition for this, 2-3 years now? 18 months, which it's probably going to end up being let's just say theoretically he does come back. It's going to end up being 2 years plus because it's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm sorry, but you can't go away for that long and try to compete with these top guys.
Yes, he has elite wrestling, but I mean,
I don't see it. If he was active and stayed active, yeah, maybe you can make a case that
I think it would be an entertaining fight.
But
I think Volk pieces him up.
Not coming off 2 years. Volk's after that fight, he's sharp. Beating Max, getting out of that thing, he's at the top of the game right now.
I'm way more interested in seeing Volk fight like a Charles Oliveira in a super fight or something like that than Cejudo.
Yeah, that crazy. Yeah, I don't even want to argue.
Germ.
We had a couple people going back and forth saying Cejudo, all this and that. I don't even want to argue with it because it's pointless. Like you said, he's not even in the drug testing pool. With the fights, it's not happening. Unless we're doing it on like UFC 4 or something. Is Cejudo even on that game? Is Cejudo on UFC 4?
Probably.
I mean, we could run a match, I guess.
Well, you versus Hunter? Let Hunter be.
No, I don't not. The Hunter's guys are on all the gas.
Yeah. So Cejudo.
We need USADA at Zack's house because Hunter's guy freaking is all juiced up. Oh, let's break down this fight card. Or is there anything else? What else did we miss?
That's it.
Those are the two things we want to talk about. Talking about that guy that beat the GOAT. I'm leaning towards Volk, and Cejudo has a better chance of beating Volk than Max does. Ooh, you think so, huh? That's what Fiji thinks. I don't think so.
Hey, Fiji, I'm wearing your shirt today, but you're wrong.
You're wrong.
In a split decision, Roman. In a split decision at 125. We're talking about 145 here. Cejudo's melon head at 125 isn't that big of a melon head at 145.
No.
You just can't tell me. Like, right, so Volk beats Max, right?
Yeah.
Would anybody suggest that Cejudo could beat Max?
I don't think so.
So, like, what? I don't get it. I don't know. I just don't get it.
Hey, Roman, when does Tim fight? I didn't see anything on there. I want to see when that Tim Kumbakamba, I think his name is. The guy's a stud. He was supposed to come on the podcast. He ghosted us, Roman. We'll get him on there, but he's supposed to fight tonight. I want to watch it. I want to watch that guy fight. All right, we're going to break down tomorrow night's card, UFC Vegas 38. We're going to start in the bantamweight division. Alejandro Perez against Johnny Eduardo. Perez is 21-8-1. He stands 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. Johnny Eduardo 28-12. He stands 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. Zach, I gotta grab my notes.
Hey, you remembered your notes today.
I did not forget my notes today. Well,
so
that's not my notes. That's from a long time ago. They're in another.
Is it that white one?
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay.
My notes are right here.
So, I don't know about you, but when I see, especially at 135 pounds, when I see a 32-year-old versus a 41-year-old,
both on over 2 years layoffs,
and the 41-year-old hasn't won a fight since 2016, not picking the 41-year-old that hasn't won a fight. And
why are you picking on the 40-year-olds, bro?
I'm just saying. His last win was against Manny Gambirian, who fought Nate Diaz on season 5 of the Ultimate Fighter finale. Like, that's a long time ago, bro.
Where do they get these? Perez hasn't fought since over 2 years.
But at least he's only 32 coming in, and he's lost to guys that, Song Yadong and Cody Stamen, like, who are, top guys right now.
So is this a bet or pass? This is a hard pass for me as far as bet.
Perez should win this all day. Like, what are the odds?
The Perez is a minus 235. Which
that's a stay away from me.
I don't know how.
I'm not laying 235 on a guy on a 2-fight losing streak.
No.
And hasn't fought in 2 years. But if I was going to, I would definitely pick Perez. Because I'm not picking a 41-year-old that hasn't won a fight in 5 years.
Yeah, and hasn't fought in 3 out of those 5 years.
Ugh.
Yeah, long time. All right, next up in the women's bantamweight division, we got Shannon Young against Stephanie Egger. Young is 7-3. She stands 5'7" with a 65-inch reach. Egger is 5'2". She stands 5'6" with a 68-inch reach.
It's kind of weird. They both own one in the UFC.
Both own one in the UFC.
I don't really know if either one of them is a UFC caliber fighter. I mean, they're both in the UFC, but like that 135 bantamweight division is pretty shallow.
Yeah.
And it just kind of feels like they're in there because they just need bodies in that division. This could be they're probably either this fight or the next one away from a loser leaves town fight. I mean, Young is a slight favorite, so I guess I'd take Egger.
Young is actually, on Tapology, they got her a dog.
Oh, do
They
they?
got Egger as the slight favorite. Did a shift?
Yeah. Yesterday it was Young was slightly favored. I don't know. It's a coin flip fight. I don't love either of them. If I had to lean one way, I would lean Shannon Young just off experience alone.
Yeah, Egger's a -120.
She's been in there with the better. Young has been in there with the better competition. She's done 3 rounds with Macy Chazan. She's been in there with Miranda Maverick. Sarah Alpar lost to her on the Contender Series. She's had a longer amateur career, so experience and face tougher competition would be Shannon Young. But I mean, neither of their resumes is particularly great. So they're probably going to win fight of the night. It's going to be a banger. I don't know.
You're probably right. The one thing to note is Shannon Young is coming off of, she just had a baby. So she is coming off of having a baby.
That's right.
Not that I'm saying that's affecting her by any means. Don't cancel me on this one, but you got to take that into effect.
She hasn't fought in 18 months.
10 p.m. our time is what Roman said. We can watch his boy.
When? Tonight?
Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
On, yeah. I didn't even notice. Rocking the shirt. I left mine at home. Sorry, PG. So you like Shannon Young in this one?
If I like one, I'll pick the one that's plus money. If it's a coin flip, that's what we do, right?
That's our rule. That's my rule. Coin flip
and it's worked pretty good, I would say, more often than not.
Overall, yeah.
So if I had to pick, I'll pick the new Mama Bear. Maybe she dials into that Mama Bear mode.
She could. Next up in the men's bantamweight division, Douglas Andrade against Gaetano Perello. Andrade da Silva is 26-4. He stands 5'7" with a 68.5-inch reach. Perello El Tigre, 15-6-1. I probably just butchered that. 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Looks like Andrade is a -250 favorite over.
And for good reason. I just think that Andrade's experience here is going to be way, way too much for Perillo to handle. And if you look at Andrade's 4 losses, they were all in the UFC. Leron Murphy, not a bad loss. But then Jan, Font, and Zabiria Turkanagov. Those are his losses. Has a win over Chico Marlon Vera, Henan Barao. I think his experience gets it done. I think he cruises to a decision.
I'm trailing on that one. Next up in the lightweight division, we have Jamie Malarkey fighting Devonta Smith. This should be a great fight. Malarkey is 13-4. He comes in at 6 foot tall with a 74-inch reach. Devonta King Cage is 11-2. He stands 5'9" with a 76-inch reach. And your favorite in this fight, Devonta Smith, is a slight favorite at -155. The comeback is +130 on Malarkey.
So this fight makes no sense for me as far as MMA math.
Yeah, I am kind of thinking the same thing when I'm looking at this.
Malarkey knocks out Kamal Worthy.
Yep.
Who I was all over Worthy for that fight.
Yep.
Caught him. Devonta Smith beat.
He lost to Worthy. He got knocked out by Worthy.
But everything says that Smith is the better fighter than Malarkey. Speed, power, athleticism, all lean towards Smith.
Does it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
One of them looks like me at the YMCA, and one of them looks like he's in the NBA.
Malarkey's actually he's the bigger fighter. Reach advantage goes to Smith. But
so, I mean, I literally wrote down Malarkey, scribbled it out, and then wrote Smith, and then scribbled it out.
So what you're saying is you're going back and forth.
I've been going back and forth on this for the last 48 hours. I can't figure out who I like in this fight. I think I'm going to go with my gut, which my original gut said Jamie Malarkey.
I'm not going to disagree with you. That was kind of my just looking at it.
Everything says Smith, but my gut tells me Malarkey.
Yeah, I'm honestly the same thing. I have it highlighted right here, so we didn't talk about this before.
No, we have not talked about this fight at all.
I literally thought the exact same thing. It was just kind of a gut play, and we're gonna roll with it.
Okay, Jamie Malarkey, that's the play.
And the odds are pretty much showing it's
close.
It's close. Could go either way. I'll take it.
Those are two giant men.
They're big at that weight class.
Look at this face off. We're watching the Bellator face
Oh,
off.
Bellator's getting ready to face off.
A bunch of 205ers look huge.
Dude, those guys are, holy crap.
Those guys are giant.
This Luke Trainer guy, that guy's jacked. All right. Next up.
Hey, for if anybody doesn't know, Bellator's on right now. Over in England.
Bellator. Douglas Lima and
Venom Page.
Venom Page, main event. Main card just started, by the way.
So
next up, bantamweight division, women's bantamweight division. Carol Rosa, 14-3. She stands 5'5" with a 67.5-inch reach. Beth Correa, Pitbull, 11-5-1. She stands 5'5" with a 64-inch reach. Rosa's huge favorite here. Huge favorite.
you know why?
Because she's going to win.
Because she's going to win, and the UFC is going to hand Beth Correa her walking papers. She missed weight again. I really believe the UFC said, you're going to take this fight.
Yeah.
And then after she takes this fight and takes another L, she's going to be handed her walking papers.
And she missed weight, didn't she?
And she missed weight.
Not a fan of the missed weight.
MVP or Lima?
I'm leaning MVP, but I can't quite.
I'm a giant fan of Douglas Lima. Like, I'm a giant fan of his, and I think he figures out a way to get the win again over MVP. I don't know how. Actually, everything's telling me MVP, and my gut's even saying MVP wins this, but I just always pick Lima. I'm a huge fan of Lima's.
I am too. I don't know if, I don't know. I haven't quite made the decision.
How about that? I think MVP wins, cheering for Lima, and hope that I'm wrong.
I'm not betting a punch to the stomach on it.
Pussy.
No. Steve was so happy this morning. He's like, so do I get to punch Zack?
Get out of here,
I'm like,
Steve.
No. I'm like, it's not fair. We decided it's not fair to start picking and choosing who's punching.
You get to punch me? Why does everybody want to punch me so bad? That's what I want to know. Why do people want to see it so bad?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm a
It's
nice
just
guy.
your demeanor on the podcast. You're mean to me. You pick on me. You pick on the old guy.
I get $10. $10, Jackson. I just smacked him. I get $10.
Oh, man.
That was open hat. That was Stockton 209.
I'm offended. Next up in the flyweight division, we got Antonina Chefchako against Casey O'Neill. Chefchako is 9-3. She stands 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. Casey King O'Neill, 7-0. She stands 5'6" with a 69-inch reach. Casey O'Neill, pretty big favorite in this one, -220, and probably for good reason because she's the real deal.
She is the real deal. I feel like they're doing Valentina's little sister a little dirty on this one. Another one that I think here's the thing. O'Neill's a finisher. She's had a couple finishes. And she's a good aggressive fighter. But Shevchenko,
Shevchenko has been in there with Caitlin Chikagian. She beat Lipsky, mopped Lipsky, and then she loses by. As far as experience, she's the more experienced fighter. She's 36 years old. Casey O'Neill, 23. Could you see the younger girl coming in and
a little overconfident,
maybe?
A little upset alert, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't hate it, actually. I actually really don't hate it. Ready for this?
It seems like one of those situations where they're like,
it's going to go one way or the other. It's not going to be close. How about that?
I agree with that.
Either O'Neill comes in and imposes her will and she's too much for Shevchenko to handle, or Shevchenko comes in with a good game plan and she controls it.
Because everybody's thinking O'Neill's just going to mop her, right? Which usually means it goes the opposite way.
I think you heard it her first. I think we're saying this is a caution one. This is O'Neill's fight to lose.
I think so. You nailed it. You nailed it there.
But I would. You know what I bet on in this fight?
What's that?
Decision. Because Shevchenko is hard to get out of there. So even if O'Neill does come in with a good fight, it's going to be hard. I think the over and the decision is the bet on this one.
So if you're looking at the over on this fight and decision, fight goes to its decision, it's actually even money.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Only on FanDuel. Everybody else has a -110. FanDuel has a plus money.
But I like that. I think that's great value.
Well, I think it's because round 2 is a -370 and round 3 starts is -160.
Hold on, Jackson. I'm just Apple paying Jackson my Apple Pay request for $10.
For $10 for slapping me.
Yeah. Hey, I don't post stunts on the podcast for free.
O'Neal wins by TKOs plus 310. Submission plus 380. How about Chefchako by decision plus 320?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you know what? I'm not taking any chances this week. I rolled the dice on a few last week, and I crapped out. I'm not mad about it, but it's kind of like me last night when the Yankees were plus 135, and I told you we got to take the Yankees at plus money.
Screw the Yankees.
And you're like, screw the Yankees.
Nope.
And they win.
Nope.
Cash it. I don't have a gambling problem.
My parlay paid better.
Next up in the lightweight division, Alexander the Great Hernandez against Mike Breeden. Mike
Did we
Money.
miss Salecki versus Gordon?
Oh, did I miss that? That's after. I'm
Oh,
going off Tapology.
okay, my bad.
So Hernandez versus Breeden. Hernandez is 12-4. He stands 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Did he pay you?
Jackson just paid me $10.
Nice.
I'll split it with you.
Money. Monsters. That's for monsters.
Monsters.
For the fridge.
Thanks for filling up the fridge, Jackson.
Money Breeden is 10-3. He stands 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. He's a heavy underdog. Minus 550 Hernandez. Breeden making his UFC debut. He was a Contender Series guy though, and he's an LFA vet.
I think this is a short notice fight, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, this is not going to be a walk in the park for Leandro Santos was supposed to be in this fight, but he withdrew. This is not going to be a walk in the park, and this is not going to be a fun fight for Breeden. It's a pretty, Hernandez has had a little bit of ups and downs. Switched over to Factory X after Drew Dober beat the piss out of him.
He did too.
And then Alexander looked really good in his first fight under Factory X against
was he against Grutzmacher?
Against Grutzmacher. He looked incredible in that fight. Loses a tough decision, Thiago Moises. That's not a bad loss.
No,
right. When you look at Alexander Hernandez and what his ceiling is?
Yeah.
He holds a win over Benny Dariush.
That's huge.
That tells me his ceiling's super high.
It's huge.
He's just got to tap into that talent.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good fight to get that ball rolling, get his confidence going. He's going to come in here knowing he's the better fighter, and when he fights confident and fights downhill with him coming forward and not backing up, he's very, very dangerous. I think Hernandez wins by knockout.
Breeden, another one missed weight by 3.5 pounds. He weighed in at 158.5. Hernandez 154.5. So I'm all about the guys that come in on weight. Even though Mike Breeden is taking this on short notice, I think it's close. I think it'll be closer than what the odds say.
I don't.
You don't? You think he just washes?
Let's say by knockout.
By knockout.
Oh, I think Hernandez mops him.
All right, let's see. By knockout. What are we at on my knockout? Hernandez wins by TKO KO plus 140.
All day.
I'm writing that down. I like that.
Yeah.
Even though I said it was going to be a closer fight.
He's going to sleep him.
Alex Hernandez, we're in. That might be my first play of the night. All right, next up, now we're on Joe Salecki versus Jared Gordon in the lightweight division. Salecki is 11-2, stands 5'9" with a 70.5-inch reach. Flash Gordon, 17-4. He stands 5'9" with a 68-inch reach. Should be a fun fight. I like this matchup. Love this matchup, actually.
Yeah, I actually really don't like. I don't like Gordon here as a featherweight or as a lightweight. He's a featherweight that missed weight one too many times, and I think the UFC said, "Hey, bro, you got to go fight a lightweight now."
Yeah.
I don't like that. He's not a lightweight. Salecki's big, and I think Salecki is one of those guys that in the next 3 or 4 years, he's going to be one of those perennial ranked guys at 155. He just needs to get some more fights under his belt. Just trying to get me a Facebook job. Screw you, Jackson. I'm trying to get me a Facebook job. I think this is a fight for Salecki to really showcase some things, get a win over a guy that has more experience than him.
Yeah.
I really like Joe Salecki. I got Joe Salecki by submission in this fight.
Ooh, okay. So Where's that fight at here? Let's see what Joe Salecki by submission is. Hang on, guys. I'm just scrolling through this, all these fight odds here. Holy crap. All right, Joe Salecki by submission is, I don't see one for him by submission. Salecki by plus 420. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Salecki's slick on the ground. I mean, if he gets a finish, I think he gets by submission here.
Next up on my list, which fight was canceled because Aspen Ladd fell ill due to her weight cut. She missed weight against Macy Chiasson. And there's been a little bit of back and forth because Chiasson had to pull out of a fight with him earlier, and Macy and Aspen kind of dogged on her, and now she's the one having to pull out.
Yeah,
not a good look.
Don't like that at all.
Not a good look. And she posted on, I did read Aspen's Lad posted on social media saying she started her period 2 days ago. I know that can affect some things, but I just think she came in 4 pounds over. That tells me she wasn't going to be ready anyways. That's what that's telling me.
I've never cut weight as a woman, so I can't say. But if you're used to being a starting weight to start your water weight cut and your body's holding on to water,
yeah,
I could see it being a problem. But here's the thing that's alarming to me that to give to you, trying to make your point with it. If she's not ready, she lost 4 pounds in the 2 hours.
Yes.
She was 141, then got to 137 by the end.
Yeah.
That means she can still get a decent sweat going.
Exactly.
So, and for her to talk all the smack that she did for Macy for pulling out due to injury 48 hours before the last fight,
yeah,
I kind of don't blame Macy for being like, no, you're going to come in and miss weight? No. Because guess who else has to deal with like periods and stuff too? Macy Chiasson.
You don't, which is funny because you don't see that happen too often. You don't see that as an excuse too often at this level.
To be fair, Aspen Ladd has never pulled this card before.
Correct.
Whatever.
Coming off of surgery.
It's like I want to give her the benefit of the doubt a little bit.
Yeah. She posted on Instagram saying that that the fight wasn't called off. It was Macy decided not to take the fight because she was overweight.
Which is her prerogative.
But you and I both noticed Aspen did not look good on that scale.
She looked like
horrible. Like I don't know how she would have gotten medically cleared. So I don't know what the truth is behind there. You know, I'm not going to go too hard on her because, like you said, she's never pulled this card before. It happens. I'm not going to hate. Fiji, teach me how to bet. Fiji, I am not going to be responsible for that at all because I don't want your wife knocking at my door, punching me in the
parlay. What is this? Hearts the Caribbean.
Just stay far away. Stay very far away.
Oh gosh, Fiji, I got you. I got you, Fiji.
Next up in the middleweight division, I'm stoked for this fight. Misha Kokunov against Jotko. I'm just going to say Christoph Jotko. Kokunov is 15-6. He stands 6'3" with a 77-inch reach. Jotko is 22-5. He stands 6'1" with his 77-inch reach. Woo! Both guys look really good on the scale this morning.
I'm all over Jotko in this fight, actually.
All over Jotko?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like Kokunov coming down from 205 to 185. Yes, he looks good. I think he made the weight cut the right way. But here's the thing for me, and just follow my logic on this. If 205ers are knocking out Misha Kokunov, and so he says, they're too big for me, I'm going to move down to 185.
Yeah.
He just fought as early as 7 months ago, okay? He got knocked out by Ryan Spann. He's been knocked out by Johnny Walker, got knocked out by Glover Teixeira, got knocked out by Volkan Ozdemir. Fine. You know, that's great. When I see those losses, though,
yeah,
and now you're cutting weight and depleting yourself even more, I just, yeah, you look good and lean, but I really question his ability to take punches from you know, it doesn't matter. 185 to 205, those guys,
they can crack either.
They can crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they, it was like, it's just, yeah, I don't like the 20-pound weight drop, thinking that that's going to solve the answers. A 185er that lands is still gonna crack you.
So you're going Jotko?
I'm all over Jotko on this. Who can crack himself?
Yeah.
He just lost his last fight to Sean Strickland. Didn't even get knocked out by him, which I think is impressive.
My gut says Jotko, and last night after doing a little bit of research throughout the week, noticing that Misha was cutting from light heavyweight to middleweight, I wanted to see what he looked like on the scale, and I was impressed by the way he looked. So that, to me, that tells me that he's putting in the work, that he's done it right. He didn't look drained. He looked healthy. He looked full. I'm going to take that as he's ready to rock and roll at the middleweight. I'm gonna go the other way on that. I'm staying away from this because it's kind of an unknown for me since we haven't seen him fight there. But for the podcast, I'm gonna go with Misha, man. I love the way he looked. I'm all about the guys that take their nutrition serious, take their training serious, which I know most of these guys.
Right, but John, so here's my question.
Yeah.
So is he not taking it serious?
No, I'm not saying he's not.
Exactly.
Not saying he's not. Jotko's
Exactly.
there. I like that guy that's made that commitment to say, hey, I think I would fit better at the 185. And he's done everything he needed to do to get to that way. He didn't from the weigh-ins, it didn't look like he took any shortcuts. I'll take a
flyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kai's getting closer to weight. Oh, he's back. He's back, he says. Kai's back. Kai, you need to give me one of those hoodies. 185 fist moves a bit faster too.
Yeah, if you get caught by 205ers, you're going to get caught by 185ers.
All right, so we'll have a little disagreement on that one, but I don't hate your pick at all. Next up in the welterweight division, this should be a fun one. Nico Price against Alex Cowboy Oliveiro. Price is 14-5, stands 6 foot tall with a 76-inch reach. Cowboy Oliveiro 22-10-1. He stands 5'11" with a 76.5-inch reach. I mean, I think this is a fun fight.
This is a fight for the fans.
This is a fan-friendly fight.
Yeah, I like both these guys a lot, and I'm a fan of both of these guys. I think this is one though where Nico Price's athleticism and his unorthodox style can actually give Oliveira a lot of issues, and I got Nico Price winning by knockout in the second or third round.
Isn't it crazy? Oliveira's lost his last 2 fights by submission.
Yeah.
And he's kind of supposed to be a submission guy, isn't he? Isn't he a sub guy?
And he's from Brazil, so
they're all submission guys.
They're all submission guys.
Are you born with a gi on?
Pretty much. I mean, that Randy Brown loss, that was a bad loss.
Yeah.
That was a bad loss.
Yeah.
So I would have to see something from Oliveira to pick him again, and I think this is something. The other thing that has to be said for Nico Price on this, he needs a win.
Yeah.
This is kind of do or die for him.
Yeah. He's
probably getting dangerously close to getting cut.
I agree.
He's lost a lot of fights to tough guys, but it doesn't matter. Once you start losing fights,
they're both guys that are kind of coming towards the end of their career, getting up to the mid-30 range. They're kind of mid-tier guys. I don't see them getting to that upper echelon, but they're fun, and it'll be a fun fight.
Yeah, I got Nico Price because it's do or die for him.
Nico Price. All right, Kevin Holland versus Kyle Dawkins. I'm so excited for this fight. Kevin Holland, 21-7, stands 6'3" with an 81-inch reach. Holy crap! Kyle Dawkins is 10-2. He stands 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. These are two big middleweights, man. Two big middleweights.
I don't see how Kyle Dawkins wins this fight.
Really? Yeah, really.
He's a submission artist. He
Okay.
submits a lot of people.
Okay. So,
Kevin Holland's issue isn't submission defense.
but it's wrestling.
It's
Dawkins is a wrestler.
It's wrestling. Yeah, you're right, but
So,
I think Kevin Holland stays on the outside and pieces him up and does his thing. I think we see a vintage Kevin Holland performance in this fight. I think he pieces him up. I think he cruises to a 30-27 win. Maybe 29-28 if I don't think he gets Dawkins out of there.
Yeah.
But I maybe there's a round where Dawkins can get him on the ground and control him, but Kevin Holland has shown improvements in his wrestling, and I just assume that he's continued to work on that. He's not at the same level as a Derek Brunson or Marvin Vettori, kind of like this isn't. So, I mean, yeah, I'm all over Kevin Holland. I like Loudmouth on this one a lot.
I'm at a crossroads because it's if Kyle Dawkins can control him and wrestle and uses wrestling, he wins. But we've seen what Holland can do off his back. I mean, to knock out Jacare the way he did off his back, swinging and what he hit him with 3 or 4 punches, but that first punch really did it.
Oh, you could see Jacare. It was all fun and games until that first punch landed, and then they weren't. Nobody was talking after that.
I mean, I'm having a hard time picking this fight because I could see both guys doing. I mean, this is a great fight of 2 young up and coming guys. I'm going to go with Holland. I like the reach advantage. I like his submissions. I think he'll do enough to stay off the ground on this fight. And if he doesn't, then Kyle Dawkins proves wrong, and Kyle Dawkins is the man. He's next up in that 185 division, or he's on his way up. All right, main event in the light heavyweight division: Thiago Santos against Johnny Walker. Santos is 21-9, stands 6'2" with a 76-inch reach. Walker 18-5. He stands 6'6" with an 82-inch reach. Johnny Walker, the bigger fighter, younger fighter, might I add. Is it going to matter? Where is Johnny Walker training at?
SBG in Ireland.
Did he move over there then for sure? Because he's been around like all over. He was up in Canada, right?
Yeah, TriStar.
TriStar.
But he did this whole camp at SBG in Ireland. Train with your boy Conor McGregor.
I can't put my finger on Walker because I think the guy has all the talent in the world. But
he does.
What is he missing?
Experience. I think he rose a little too fast.
Okay.
I think he's somebody that could have been brought along a little slower. He had this. Well, he has all the athleticism in the world. Here's the thing, though. We keep talking about it. We actually talked about it with our boy Ammon over text thread the other day.
Yeah.
You know, the athletes. Wait till the athletes come in to this sport more and more. And he's an athlete. But there are things that negate athleticism in that cage. Technique.
Yeah.
And then experience, you know. Is he more athletic than John Jones at 205? Probably not. Guess who took John Jones all the way to a split decision that I think he won? Thiago Santos.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you get to that level, it's not like Johnny Walker is bringing anything to Thiago Santos that he hasn't seen before.
Yeah.
I actually think, this is a great spot for Walker to make a statement win and go for it, and good luck.
Yeah.
Go for it. But, this guy, he's on a 3-fight losing streak to John Jones, light heavyweight, GOAT. Glover Teixeira, who's challenging for the light heavyweight
which he
title.
Almost won that fight.
Oh, he
He
did.
Yeah.
And then Rakic, who went to a unanimous decision to a dude that's just murdering everybody along the way. And holds a win over Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah.
The current champ. I don't know how you don't love this guy to just smoke Johnny Walker by knockout in this fight. Smokes him. What are the odds?
It's actually pretty close.
To give me all the
minus 160 for Santos. The comeback is plus 135.
Money.
I'm kind of not out on Walker, man. I kind of think he puts it together.
Really?
I kind of think he puts it together.
Wow. Okay.
PG thinks Walker goes to sleep, and
Walker's going night-night, dog.
Maybe I'm
Santos steamrolls him.
Another thing you got to take into consideration: Santos is almost 38 years old. Like, he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, he's not. But in those higher weight classes.
Yeah,
dude, look at.
This is one of those fights for me. As I'm looking at it, it's like you said. Everybody, I'm looking at Santos as like he just mops this guy, but then I'm like, you got this guy over here with all this talent. You got the size, you got the length. You know, now has he been at this camp for the last 2 fights, right?
Yeah,
Walker. Maybe he's found his home.
Okay, that's great. You know what else I love about Santos? Okay, he is 21-9, 30 fights. He didn't start. He was on The Ultimate Fighter in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Started making his run in the UFC late in 2013. Dude, I mean, he is active. He fights.
That's a good point. Fiji Walker's 20. It is questionable.
And Santos hits like
a truck. Yeah, like he says.
Truck.
He hits.
Bro, finished Anthony Smith. So I'm just saying, look at who he's fought since this run in 2017. Gerald Marchart, Jack Hermanson, Anthony Smith, David Branch, Kevin Holland, Eric Anders, Jimmy Manawa, Jan Blachowicz, John Jones, Glover Teixeira, Alexander Rakic. Those are all since the middle of 2017. In the last 4 years, he's fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights in 4 years against, that's almost fighting 3 times a year, against borderline to always ranked opponents.
I know. It
So
doesn't make
I'm
sense.
just saying, I look at Santos and I just say, Terminator. He's gonna. I think he murders.
So even if, let's just say Santos wins, do you see him competing with
until the
Rakic
competing with Blachowicz, he's the last person to beat him.
or Rakic?
Absolutely.
Like now though, like current Blachowicz.
So the problem here's the scary thing with Santos is that last fight against Rakic, we just thought this was going to be a war, and they both kind of hesitated to pull the trigger, and Rakic just outpointed him.
Yeah.
If Santos is in there and is willing to pull the trigger, and if he fought everybody the way he fought John Jones, who on a torn ACL was still trying to take his head off in the 5th round, I actually think he's the best 205er on the planet.
I do like the heart. The guy does have the heart. He's not quitting in there. I do like that.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I think Santos is. I really think Santos on any given day is the type of guy that I believe he beat John Jones.
I think a lot of people.
For everybody that thought that the robbery was Dominic Reyes, I actually think the robbery was Santos.
Same.
I think Santos won.
Same, yeah.
I look at Santos and I say on any given day, if he's in the mindset where he's willing to pull the trigger, I think he is the best 205er on the planet.
I don't hate it.
So, and I don't think Johnny Walker is anywhere near that level yet. He has the potential to get there, but he's not there yet.
I'm gonna give Walker one more chance, and I'm gonna pick Walker in this fight.
You're higher than a kite,
and maybe I am.
It's a little early for you to be this high.
It's very early for me to be this high. I'll tell you what. If Walker wins, I have to wear the genie hat on Monday.
And if he loses, I get to punch you in the.
No, why do you want to punch me?
Because I have to eat a punch from Cole Faust. So I'm going to put on that left-handed glove right there.
What day is he coming in here next week?
I don't know. We'll talk to him when he gets back from Mexico.
We were messing around today, Joel and I. Joel was kind of punching me in my stomach a little bit this morning at our little fight camp.
That left-handed glove wants to hit you.
I told you I love doing this fight camp stuff at the Phoenix PI. Yeah. But now we got guys over there that are fighting soon. Steve Sharp's in there. Julian Ruiz is in there. Joel just had a fight, but he's in there. I like getting there and hanging out with the guys, Like
you should have came up and done my conditioning class with me this morning.
That's what I did this morning.
You should have come up and done it with me.
What was your condition? What did you do?
Just hitting like pads, pad work and stuff.
Why don't you got to come down and do a class with us? We did assault bike sprints this morning.
Screw that, I'm out. Only guy that can be private. Yep.
I just don't think I shouldn't say I don't think we're going to find out tomorrow. I just think a guy that's almost 38 years old, a younger guy, maybe he's found his camp, maybe he's ready. I'm taking a flyer on Walker on this one. And maybe I'm totally wrong. If I am, he's dead to me. He's dead to me. He loses.
Dead to me.
Dead to me.
Dead to you if he loses as an underdog.
Yeah, because
that's silly.
Yeah, because he's let me down multiple times in the past when I thought he's made that turn.
Oh, geez.
What if Johnny Walker wins? Maybe that's a big win if he wins.
Oh,
I still don't think he's elite level, but that definitely puts him in the hey, all right, now we're making some waves.
You have my attention.
Yeah, he's going to grab some attention. He gets that one.
So, remember before the podcast, I said I didn't have a DraftKings lineup that I liked?
Did you fix it?
I found a DraftKings lineup.
DraftKings. Zack is good.
I cashed last week. Really nice, actually. Really nice last week.
Okay, let's do this.
So we all know the code is you've got to find 2 underdogs that one has the chance at winning.
Okay.
But 2, if they're not going to win,
will
at least put up some points and go the distance.
Okay. What do we got?
So we're going to go with our gut on this, and I'm going to go with the tough out, Valentina Shevchenko.
You're going to go with the other Chefchako. Valentina's not fighting.
Oh, yeah, the sister. Valentina's sister. Valentina will be in her corner, right?
Close enough.
Good enough. They should just substitute her.
They should just substitute.
Casey O'Neill looks up and she's like, "Wait, what?"
Didn't two of the brothers do that, man? Didn't the
Morris brothers?
The Morris brothers
100%.
do that? They do that. The twin brothers.
100%. It's never been confirmed, but I fully believe that.
Oh, you get when you're an identical twin like that, like
To the tattoo, same.
I wonder if the Marshall brothers have ever done it.
Should ask them.
Jordan
Should ask
and
them.
Jaden.
Should ask them.
You guys fought. You can tell the difference. I can tell the difference between those guys. I can see it.
But anyway, so I'll take Shevchenko as my big underdog.
Okay,
Right?
got
So I'm not saying she wins, but I'm just gonna say she needs to be a tough out. She needs to put some points up.
Okay.
Right. The next nice underdog is Jamie Malarkey. I'm going with my gut on this one.
Malarkey. Okay, I like
I'm
it.
just trusting my gut. And then we get into the ones that I feel really good about.
Okay.
Right? We got Kevin Holland.
Holland.
We got Jotko.
Jotko.
We got Aaron Hernandez, which should be on everybody's DraftKings.
I like that. I like Hernandez.
I think he's the best lock of getting a finish of the night, and that's what you need. And then I'm going with Thiago Santos.
Santos, baby.
I think Santos and Hernandez both get big knockouts. They should be putting up over 100 points each, which would be nice.
DraftKings. Pay attention. Do you have any official bets for this card?
Yeah.
I think the only one that's really standing out to me right now is
Hernandez by knockout.
Hernandez by knockout. I love that. I love the Hernandez by knockout. And I might take a stab at Chefchako by decision in this fight against Casey O'Neill. I haven't quite decided that yet. But as of right now, I'm all over Hernandez by knockout. I don't know if there's anything else on there that really stands out to me, and I'm just like, okay, I got to bet this. Malarkey, I do like Malarkey as a dog because he's a slight dog in this fight.
I do like Santos Walker round 2 starts minus 165.
I don't know if you want to lay that much.
I don't know if Santos knocks out Walker inside the first. Santos wins inside the decisions minus 125. I really like that.
So Vegas is thinking he ends it too.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a tough out, man. Like
I see like Santos, I would parlay Santos, Holland. I like that.
This is 5 rounds, right?
Yeah. Hernandez wins inside the distance is minus 125 on our site.
Oh,
I'm all on
that and all on him by KO.
Joe Salecki, minus 130 is nice. Man, Antonina Shevchenko's only plus 178. It's not like she's a huge dog.
I'm telling you,
That's a live dog.
I like that dog.
That's a live
I like
dog.
that dog.
Fight goes the distance is minus 115. I'm all over that.
We might regret that Monday morning, but I don't hate that bet at all.
Yeah. You know what? Follow me on TikTok for all my official picks. How about that?
Santos by KO. What's that?
Yeah.
What's the odds on that? Santos by KO.
Santos.
It's probably minus something.
Santos by knockout is minus 120. So they're saying that's the most likely thing to happen.
Couple sites have it at plus money.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Go right ahead. Yeah, a couple sites. You have to go to the bathroom more than me now because you're in fight camp.
Fight camp.
Zack's in fight
3
camp.
weeks, baby.
Hey, 3 weeks. If you guys need tickets, reach out to Zack. If you can't get a hold of Zack, reach out to me. We'll figure it out. We'll get you guys tickets. I am super, super excited about that Steel Fist card. That's going to be a freaking great card. And then the next week, we have the Fierce Fighting Championships at the Maverick Center. And your boys, myself and Zack, will be commentating at the Fierce Fighting Championships. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. You guys got your DraftKings. My official plays, I'm going to go Hernandez by knockout. I'm going to take a stab at Chefchako at plus money to win. And I'm going to take a stab at Jamie Malarkey at plus money to win straight up. So those are my 2 underdog bets. And then we'll go with Hernandez by KO. So we're not going to get too crazy on my bets this week.
Bro, you're getting crazy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I need to make a TikTok video too.
TikTok. Let's see if that dweeb went back at me.
So Zack has been getting into it with somebody on TikTok.
Little
It's
dork.
pretty funny actually because Zack's going to be on
This little pencil neck dork is trying to tell me
He's getting all fired up. I love it.
No, here's what's
Are you
going
going to picture your opponent as being this TikTok guy in 3 weeks? Be like,
Dude, no, because I think my opponent's actually tough.
he is pretty tough. I saw his videos. It's good.
I think my opponent. I think it's going to be a fun fight.
I think it is too. I saw that video of his fight.
I'm excited.
Guy's got some
style.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Go for it. Reach out.
Send me his name. I'll reach out to him.
Tony Rodriguez.
All right, I'll reach out to him. Hey, if you guys are on that Steel Fist card or the Fierce card, please reach out to us. We're trying to get everybody scheduled, but we both work 2 other day jobs plus this, so reach out to us. I promise we will get you guys scheduled. That's it. We out.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Real quick.
We're not out.
We're not out.
We're not out yet.
I think I'm going to make a poll. What shirt do I walk out with? The muscles don't win fights, or I don't need a weapon, I am one. Should we do a poll?
We should do a poll.
Okay.
So we have 2 new shirts. Muscles don't win fights. It's a guy flexing. And then
The
we
stick
have
figure flexing.
stick figure flexing that says muscles don't win fights, and it has the Damage Plan logo on the sleeve. And then we have another stick figure doing the crane kick with the saying, I don't need a weapon, I am a weapon. So we'll do a post, and you guys choose what walkout shirt you think Zack should wear.
So, yeah, I'm excited. What do you think?
Oh, let's get choked out by the security guard.
We talked about that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
That's freaking awesome, Fiji.
That guy just went viral for choking out Dylan Dennis. Whoa, that was pretty
You
slick.
watch that. Dude, you know what? There are not things that I hate watching more than somebody getting in that position where they're kneeling over the head and pull on that Kimura and ripping back. It's like, dude, you're not going to be able to wipe yourself for 6 months after that.
No, it's deadly.
That rotator cuff's toast.
Oh. All right. We'll see you guys on
Not for
Monday.
real.
Now we're out. We out.